back. Thanks for staying with us. We're at that tight bit of the show where we get a little bit controversial. Rob Popplestone likes to put the blowtorch on me. I'm up for it, Poppy. What have you got?
Well, I don't think it's controversial at all. Let's just put a line straight through that one. But over the past years, I think you've been... Past years. I'm not talking about weeks or months now.
Decade.
Past years.
Yep.
You've been more than happy to beat the chest and say, hey, listen, I helped Richmond just prior to their 10-game winning streak. Did you not?
Please, when have you heard me beat my chest?
Well, I may have assisted that, but the fact was...
So you've exaggerated that a fraction.
Just a tad.
Yep.
About that much.
Yep.
The thing is, before Richmond, they went on a 10-game winning streak.
Sure.
Fantastic.
Yep.
Fantastic.
I'll take all the credit.
And you deserve to
because
be patted on the
and the
back.
other coaches did nothing.
Your effort with the Crows and Port Adelaide in recent years has been nothing short of first class. I give you that.
Okay.
But then all of a sudden, I come in before the start of today's show and I go, what have you been doing at Port Adelaide? I haven't seen them for years, Poppy. I've got nothing to do with them now. You know what?
Water, pants on fire.
I tell you what, no, it's lie, pants on fire. You know what?
I need the water to put the pants out.
I can't believe, though, all of a sudden you've got nothing to do with Port Adelaide.
Well, I haven't had much to do with Port Adelaide. And I didn't say I've had nothing. I just said I haven't been down there.
You know,
so
our viewers...
It's not because they've had a loss.
Our viewers will remember over the years...
Sorry, mate, where was I last week?
Well, who knows? Dubai.
I was in Dubai. How long have I been in Dubai for?
2 weeks.
2 weeks. When did the season start?
Oh, 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago.
So
it's a bit hard to be there.
So leading up to their round one win, you were here.
Not only was I not here,
that time,
I was in another country.
Oh, God.
All right, I will say this though, and there is some reason for concern. I mean, a 58-point loss, so we've got to have a look at that. I mean, was it cloaked a little bit by the win over St Kilda?
It was.
Possibly?
Well, it was. I think they were exposed. They were opened up by St Kilda. On the rebound, they got at the back of the pressing power defence and midfielders. They cut their way through too easily, and I think the win, I think the description is a good one, Smithy. The win masked some obvious problems because it was always thought if they brought that sort of game plan to Adelaide, the difference in score, the margin, would be too great. And it was, they were exposed big time. Now, okay, we all expect them to bounce back against Essendon, and they're going to be 2 wins from 3. There's nothing wrong with that. But the problem remains against good sides unless something changes. And I don't know what it is, Smithy. They've got the talent. They must have the desire, surely. There's some subtle changes in game plan, but if you're a Port Adelaide fan at the minute, wow, you'd be
a bit nervous, wouldn't you? Yeah, look, I reckon Ken questioned them a little bit on that, about their desire and their commitment, which was fair. We can live with skill errors, but it did look at times, and when you're chasing, I mean, we've all played in games where you lose by a big margin, it looks like you're not trying, you're chasing as hard as you can, but that's all you're doing is chasing. The common theme that I hear, whether it be from the footy experts on TV, the coaches around the ground, people that you respect in footy, the one common thing that I'm hearing is that Port Adelaide's defenders are being dragged up the ground and the ball's going over them and the teams are getting away. Now, the style of game first year in with Ken Hinkley was high up tempo, which lends you, no matter who you are, you're going to be dragged forward to get involved in the game. They're still playing the high octane type of footy, so they're dragged up the ground. The trouble is that they're not getting the footy as much as they used to. So hence
turnovers are bad.
In its simplest form, turn it over or we get the ball first. We're going straight over the back. So they may have to, again, simplest form is just going to have to drop the backs back, change your style of game. Are they going to have to tinker
I wonder whether they've been too clever. They played the sort of footy in 2014, that high-octane attacking football, and then they deliberately said, we're going to throw a bit of a defensive edge on it. You're changing a winning formula. It didn't work. Now you're playing a different game again, whereas the Bulldogs, who played an attacking game in 2014 or 15, caught everyone by surprise. Man, they've lifted the bar on what was a winning formula. I just worry, and added to that, Ken Hinkley's made the point that he's going to sit back and let the leadership group have a bit more control. Now, judged on what I've seen, he needs to assume that control back again, go back to basics, because when you play a game like, and you've been in a coaching position and a playing position, you need to stop momentum. You need to have an understanding of what the strategy is when opposition have got all the momentum. I didn't see a fight, a hustle, anything to try to stop that at all. Nothing.
Yeah, it's an interesting one, isn't it? Look, I'd be more concerned if we were 10 games into the season.
I get that.
I think we get a bit engaged, but...
Smithy, 10 games is too late.
No.
Season over. You need to address it now.
All right, and I agree with that. And I think where the red flag is, because we heard, we will review what went wrong in 2015. So we're going to review what went wrong in 2015. So when you review something, you're not expecting to see the same things happen in 2016. And so the lights are flashing and the flags are up because this looks like it's following last year.
Yeah.
So
and in 6 or 7 rounds, we might be saying, what was all the worry about?
Sure.
I hope we are.
It doesn't look like that at the moment.
It doesn't look like that.
All right, where do you see the Crows?
Well, the Crows, in fact, are probably ahead of the game. Their issue is, and this is the problem between both sides, their first 8 rounds of the competition are black and white. Port Adelaide have got an easy 8 rounds. If the Crows can hang tough, turn at the 8-round mark with 3, 4, 5 wins, they are inside that top 8 because it opens up for them after that. What surprised me most is the improvement, though, in sides like GWS, in sides like the Gold Coast Suns. All of a sudden, maybe the rounds that we had wins ticked for aren't going to be just turn up and win. You know, that happens each year, but all of a sudden I think the competition is a bit hotter.
All right, always risky. 2 games in, who's going to be bottom?
It is always risky.
I think it's Carlton.
I think
St Kilda have improved.
No, but I think it's going to be Essendon. I mean, it was nice for them to have a win, and it's going to be one of their rare ones. I think Essendon, Carlton, and probably Brisbane, by the looks, are going to be fighting out those those bottom 3 spots.
All right, I don't want to give this too much attention because I don't think it should have some, but we need to discuss it. The racist flag at the footy, Collingwood v Richmond last weekend. What's your take?
Well, no place for it. You know, I understand people are passionate about religion and they're passionate about politics, and most of all, at a sporting venue, they're passionate about sport. That stadium, any sporting event, is for passion of that sport. I don't want to know about your political or your religious views. It's irrelevant to me. And if you're doing it for the selfish reason to promote your own narrow views in whatever capacity, do it somewhere else. Just do it somewhere else. And if you say, no, I'm going to do it there for the attention, that's cool. But once you get caught, you're gone.
Yeah, look, I agree with you. I don't think it's the right place. And if you pick up the paper, the front page of the paper has those
We're all
incidents.
guilty of following it.
The back page of the paper has sport. So let's not try and bring the two together.
Agreed.
Because I agree with you. We go to the sport and we've got passion about the sport. Not that we're not interested in people's plights and fights, but that's not at the sporting arena.
No,
For me, that was a big cross on what they were trying to promote. For them, they're probably saying it was perfect. We got what we wanted out of it. I want to ask you about the netball. I know you love your netball. The Thunderbirds, of course, lost heavily on the weekend.
Like
now
they
come up against the Melbourne Vixens this weekend.
Yes.
They're on the bottom of the ladder last year.
Yeah.
New coach this year. How long in a state like Adelaide do you get to start to produce before we start hearing?
Well, Michelle Dendek is an icon of the state. She deserves some time.
I'm asking you the question because already I'm hearing, she was a good player but she can't coach, because that's thrown out a lot, and there are a lot of good players that didn't coach. There are also good players that did coach and do well. How long has Michelle Dendek got in netball before people start going, wrong appointment? So we're the same thing. We're one game in here.
I know.
We are brutal in Adelaide.
We are, but we look, like anything. You need a healthy amount of the season to make a judgment on. It seems as though we're making a judgment on Port Adelaide's 2 games. It comes off the back of last year, same coach, same talent. Michelle Dendeka is new talent, new coaching methods. She needs the season. Let's reflect on a season gone rather than start to anticipate what might happen. She needs time. She deserves time.
One of the great things in the state at the moment, of course, the Australian Swimming Championships are on here in Adelaide, which is fantastic. Grant Hackett is going to swim in the 100, the 200 and the 400. He hopes to get to the Olympic Games, 35 years of age, his 4th Olympic Games, in one of the relays. 4x200
looks the likely chance for him. It would be a great achievement for him to achieve that. It would be great. Whether he can do it remains to be seen. Is it a great reflection on Grant's tenacity, or is it a poor reflection on the emerging talent? Don't know.
All right, quickly, Port this weekend, yes or no?
Yeah.
All right, Crows this weekend, yes or no?
I barrack for Richmond. So I hope no, but I think they'll win again. I think they showed a bit. Hey, listen, if you're a viewer, and we've got thousands and thousands, we thank you for it, please jump onto our Facebook page. Please continue tipping. I hope you're doing better than me in recent weeks, because we really want you to be a part of the show. And if you've got views or desires to see someone on the show, let us know as well. All right, next week is the sports show Uncut. Poppy, I'm away. You've got the week off, so the sports show next week, Uncut. It should be a beauty. Look forward to your company next week, everyone. Bye for now.